Hey everybody, I just wanted to share with you something I was working on. So I decided to make some birria, which is a traditional meat Mexican stew. I wanted to show you that you can use a lot of different braised dishes with ramen, and using the meat and the sauce to make a final product really turns out amazing. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I made the birria. So we're going to start by cleaning dried peppers. For this I use two kinds of chilies, anchos and guajillos. So I'm using 3 of each of these. And you can find these at most grocers nowadays, but they're also in specialty markets and you can order these online. So the cleaning process, pretty easy. You just nip off the top and then you slit up the sides, remove the seeds and any ribs. And once they're clean, I'm going to tear them apart into smaller pieces. Now, as you can see, I'm wearing latex gloves. So these chilies are not as hot as, say, a habanero, but if you do get this on your skin and you don't spend a lot of time washing it off, if you touch your eye or something, it's going to be very unpleasant. So I keep gloves in the kitchen specifically for this purpose. Next, we're going to smash 4 cloves of garlic. Now, a lot of stuff in this recipe is not cut up too finely because we're going to process this whole sauce in an immersion blender. And if you just crush these with the side of your knife, they'll just fall right out of the paper. I'm also coarsely dicing an onion here. Again, no need for fine cuts. For the meat, I'm not removing the fat. I'll do that later. This is a 2-pound chuck roast, and I am cutting it into 2-inch cubes. So first, we need to toast the chilies. And I'm going to do that in a nonstick pan for a few minutes. They're going to get fragrant. Just keep tossing them, moving them around the pan. Next, I'm going to add them to a pot with some nice hot water in it, and I'm going to bring that to a boil. As soon as it comes to a boil, I'll cover the pan, turn off the heat, and I'm going to let this sit for 15 minutes. Now, when we're done, I'm going to strain these, but if you want to keep this chili liquid, I've seen people make soups out of this before. Now, while these soak, I'm actually going to saute off my beef. I add some salt and pepper, and then I just saute it with a little bit of oil in the pan. Do not crowd the pan, just add enough so that there's a little bit of room on every side of the chunk of beef. Cook them off on all sides, take them out, and put them in a bowl. Now your pan's going to look like this, and this is fond, and it is amazing. Now this is going to add a ton of flavor to the food you're cooking. We're going to add onion right into the pan here with a little bit of oil. This onion's going to sweat, and it's going to soak up a lot of that fond on the bottom of the pan. When our onion turns semi-translucent, we're going to throw the garlic in. Now, remember, I didn't cut the garlic. The garlic is still in large chunks. So when I throw the garlic in, it's still going to cook for a couple more minutes after this. Now, if I dice garlic, I would definitely start adding some sort of liquid or something and try not to saute the garlic. But since it's so big, it's okay to sit in the pan for a couple minutes while it's sauteing. Now, I'm deglazing with some apple cider vinegar. You can use distilled vinegar if you like. I add a couple of tablespoons to the bottom of the pan and just unstick the rest of that fond. Now I add the spices when everything's cooked here pretty well. It's about 10 minutes or so. The onion should be translucent. I'm going to add a ½ teaspoon of ginger and a ½ teaspoon of cinnamon and a little cayenne to taste. Then I add a teaspoon and a half of ground cumin and about a tablespoon of Mexican oregano. I stir that for a minute, just let it cook for just a second. And then I add 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. You can add whole peeled tomatoes or you can add chopped canned tomatoes. The final product's going to be blended, so it's not going to matter. I stir this up, and then I throw in the drained peppers. Now I add a touch of Aleppo pepper here to add a little more spice. Then I just get out my immersion blender and I start to blend it. Now this takes a little while. It took me quite some time to finally get it to a smooth consistency. You can use a traditional blender here too if you want. Once blended, add the meat back in with any juice drippings and cover it and put it in a 325-degree oven for 3 hours. When it comes out, it's going to be pretty oily, so you can soak up that oil with bread, or as you can see here, I'm using a paper towel, or you could just use a ladle to get it off the top. And I've seen people actually use this to put tortillas in, and then they'll put birria inside of the tacos or the tortillas, and they'll make a quesadilla out of it. It's actually a really useful fat. Now I'm going to construct my ramen here. So first I put a little broth into a bowl. Then I added some of that reduced birria sauce. And then I took a squeeze of lime, tasted it, seasoned it, set it on the side. I put some meat in the bottom of the bowl, and I put some hard-cooked eggs in and poured in some broth and some noodles, added some corn and cilantro on top. So before you comment about the eggs, understand, one, it's not traditional ramen, and two, when something has heat, one of the best ways to cool your mouth off is with fat, and a solid egg yolk is pretty much mostly fat, so it works really great, and you can see this in hot food from all over the world. They will often serve it with hard-cooked eggs. Save your "this isn't authentic" comments for people trying to actually do authentic cuisine. This is a fusion cuisine, so go gatekeep those videos. Now, you can make ramen with a lot of different braises. They'll have that flavorful liquid that they cook in, and you can thin that out with a stock or even the packet that comes with the ramen, and then just throw in the tender meat, the noodles, some various accoutrement, and you can have an amazing bowl of ramen. All right, that's it for this week. Please like, share, subscribe. Catch you next time. Till then, season liberally.